Why run for mayor?
Well, you know, Norwalk needs new leadership, and it's been a one-party rule here in Norwalk for far too long. And so we need a young, fresh, new leader to lead us out of this pandemic and into the future.
Okay. Can you elaborate on some of your criticisms about Mayor Rilling? You talked about traffic. I talked about water quality, and what else? Can you elaborate?
Sure. So, you know, the traffic currently right now is far worse than I've ever remembered in my 6 years here in Norwalk. And it's only gotten increasingly worse as we've overdeveloped here in Norwalk. So the infrastructure hasn't been thoroughly thought out with all of this residential development and the additional cars, and as well as the taxing on the schools as well. We got tremendous amount of families moving into Norwalk, and we have the same schools. We're, like I said, 141st out of 172 school districts based off the testing, and we're far below the Connecticut average. So we need to do something about the education because we're failing our future of Norwalk.
Well, I mean, new schools and things are expensive, and they're talking about they need $21 million a year to renovate schools if they're going to do it right. Do you have any ideas of where they would get the funding?
Well, charter schools are an option, as well as working with our state and federal leaders to bring more money to Norwalk to build these schools.
Okay. You also talked about needing to build a school in South Norwalk, but I noticed that there weren't any Board of Ed candidates, you know, for at large, and there's 5 positions. So how do you do it without having Republican Board of Ed members behind you?
Well, it's certainly working with both sides of the aisle. We need to work hand in hand with our leaders on the other side of the table in order to improve the quality of life and education in Norwalk.
Okay. You're going to do a lot of door knocking?
Absolutely. Now that we can.
Yeah, I know.
Door knocking, meet and greets, coffee meetings, absolutely.
Okay.